Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into the latest shifts, really seismic shifts in the world of cryptocurrency. You've probably seen the headlines about Bitcoin's wild ride, but our mission today is, well, to go beyond the surface. We want to extract the most important nuggets from our sources, helping you understand not just what's happening, but really why it matters. We're looking at everything reshaping crypto, institutional money, new regulations, specific projects evolving.
Precisely. Yeah, we've got a fascinating stack here, market updates, regulatory news, project developments, and the goal is to connect the dots, right?
Yeah.
To give you that comprehensive picture of the crypto landscape now. Just from the headlines, what's already standing out to you?
Okay, yeah, let's jump right in with the biggest headline grabber, Bitcoin. It's just been on, well, an absolutely wild ride. The data we've analyzed shows it smashed through $118,000. That was July 11th, 2025. And then just 2 days later, July 13th, boom, a brand new all-time high, $119,025.51. Those numbers are almost hard to process. What's that kind of surge telling us about confidence right now?
Well, what's really fascinating here is the driver. We're seeing massive U.S. spot ETF inflows. We're talking over $1 billion daily.
A billion. Wow.
Yeah, for 2 days running. That's a huge signal of institutional money coming in. But here's the interesting part. Even though the overall crypto market cap hit, what was it, $3.68 trillion, retail investor interest actually seemed to lag a bit during this period.
Huh. So institutions are piling in, but maybe the average person is still a bit cautious.
Seems like it. It suggests, some cautious sentiment among individual investors, even with all this institutional excitement.
That really is an intriguing contrast. It's not just the small players moving a needle anymore. And speaking of high stakes, that story about the whale, that really puts the intensity into perspective. Our research found this example, a single whale facing a loss of, get this, $12.84 million on a short position. So they were betting against Bitcoin rising. It's just a dizzying amount of money. Feels like high-stakes poker, but, with massive market ripples. What does that one example tell us about the risks, even for the big seasoned players?
It's just a stark reminder of the volatility, isn't it? Those unpredictable swings. Even the biggest fish can get caught out. And that volatility, well, it really underscores the need for clarity.
Right.
Which actually brings us quite neatly to the regulatory side of things. We're seeing some pivotal breakthroughs there.
Okay.
So in the U.S., the Senate passed the Genius Act. That's a big deal for stablecoins. It sets out comprehensive regulations, how they should be managed, audited, the whole works. Much needed.
Stablecoin rules, finally. Okay. And the SEC?
Yeah, at the same time, the SEC is actively drafting a framework. The idea is to streamline approvals for crypto ETFs.
More structure then, clear signals.
Definitely. These are steps towards a more, let's say, defined future for crypto in the traditional system.
And it's not just Congress and the SEC in the U.S., right? There's the upcoming Trump administration report.
That's right, July 22nd. Reports suggest it could further shape policy. There's even talk, potentially, of supporting a Bitcoin reserve.
A government Bitcoin reserve, that would be something.
It shows growing engagement at the highest levels, certainly.
And zooming out from the U.S., Europe's moving too.
Oh, absolutely. Europe's making big strides. We've seen 53 crypto firms get approval under MiCA.
MiCA, right, the big EU regulation.
Exactly.
Right.
Markets in crypto assets.
Right.
And that approval means they can operate across borders within the EU.
So if you're approved in, say, France, you can operate in Germany, Spain, all 27 states.
That's the power of it. It creates this huge single market for regulated digital assets. It's a level of integration traditional finance is, frankly, still working towards.
Okay, so if we step back and look at all these regulatory moves together, the U.S., Europe, what's the big picture takeaway?
I think it's a structural shift. It's not just a nod anymore. It signals growing mainstream acceptance, increasing legitimacy for digital assets. Crypto is moving, from the fringes towards established financial ecosystems.
That's a critical point. But it raises a question for me. Does all this regulation, this acceptance, maybe compromise that original decentralized idea behind crypto? Is there a tension there?
That's a really perceptive question. And honestly, it's something we absolutely need to watch closely as this integration happens.
Yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on. And this growing legitimacy, it's not just helping Bitcoin, right? It's creating space for other projects too. Things like cross-border payments, stablecoins. I saw XRP and Stellar are making moves.
They are. XRP, for instance, saw a jump 12%, up to $2.28. Now, our sources suggest this might be fueled by some unverified reports.
Okay, what kind of reports?
Things like Ripple maybe seeking a U.S. banking license, or Vietnam potentially recognizing XRP for payments. Again, important to stress those are unconfirmed. But the buzz alone can move the market, as you know.
Sure, speculation plays a role, but what about verified news? PayPal and Stellar.
Ah, yes, that's concrete. PayPal launching its stablecoin, PYUSD, on the Stellar network.
Right.
That gave Stellar's own crypto, XLM, an immediate boost, about 6%. And strategically, it positions Stellar as a key hub for stablecoins. And that's significant for their network.
Yeah, using an existing blockchain for a mainstream product, it shows how these projects are finding real-world, practical applications.
Exactly. It's part of that evolution we're seeing.
So let's try and pull this all together. What does it all mean? We've got this powerful mix, institutional money flooding in.
Significant amounts.
Regulators drawing clearer lines, providing, much-needed clarity.
Yeah, more structure emerging.
And then these innovative projects like stablecoins on Stellar continuing to evolve and find their footing.
It's just a truly dynamic time in crypto. The pace of change is, it's breathtaking, frankly.
So connecting this to the bigger picture, it really feels like the crypto market is maturing, doesn't it? Moving beyond just niche interest, becoming part of the established financial world.
I think that's exactly right. It suggests a maturation. And that maturation, it implies a shift in crypto's risk profile, too. Maybe fewer moonshots, perhaps.
But potentially less extreme volatility, making it a more maybe predictable part of a portfolio. Still dynamic, of course.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
It's becoming more integrated. And that integration raises a really important question for you, the listener, to think about. As these digital assets become more embedded in traditional finance, what happens to those original principles, the core ideas of decentralization that started it all?
That's a great thought to chew on, something to consider as you navigate this constantly changing landscape. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of crypto.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We hope you feel more informed and maybe just a little more curious about what comes next.